rode in from the south one rainy autumn night. The sky above, the mud below. They walked into the Deacon's bar. There was Mexican by sight. The sky above and the mud below. They threw a horsehair bridle down. We trade this for whiskey rounds. The Deacon slammed a bottle down. The two men started drinking.
Their hair was long and black, tied up behind their ears. The sky above and the mud below. Their faces were identical, like one man beside a mirror. The sky above and the mud below. Then someone whispered, that beats all. There wanted posters on the wall. Twin brothers, name is Sandoval. Horse thieves from Bokeeth.
That bridle and the belts they wore were braided gray and black. The sky above, the mud below. The color of a roan horse once belonged to Deacon Black. The sky above and the mud below. The fastest horse for miles around had been stolen from the old fairgrounds a month ago outside of town. We tracked but never found him.
Well, the Deacon was a preacher who'd fallen hard from grace. The sky above and the mud below. He owned a bar and a string of quarter horses that he'd raced. The sky above and the mud below. Yeah, Deacon, he could drink and curse, so he still quoted sacred verse. He was sheriff, judge, he owned a hearse, a man you did not anger. The sky above, the mud below, the wind and rain, the sleet and snow. Two horse thieves from Mexico,
Drinking hard, singing. One brother, he spoke English, so Deacon inquired as to their work. Sky above, mud below. The man says, "Mister, we braid horsehair, bridles, ropes, and cords." The sky above and the mud below. This fine bridle I did make, her own horse killed by a leg bone break. His horsehair rope now, horse meat steaks. We cleaned him to the bone.
Well, these brothers, they were ignorant, or didn't know just where they were. The sky above and the mud below. The Deacon's face grew darker as he measured every word. The sky above and the mud below. You horsehair braiding sons of bitches stole my claim to earthly riches. Someone go and dig a ditch, there may well be a hanging.
One brother reached inside his shirt, searching for his gun. The sky above, mud below. Too late for Deacon, whipped around his sawed-off Remington. The sky above and the mud below. The twins, they raised their hands and sneered. Deke was grinning ear to ear. He says, "Court's in session, hear ye, hear ye." Yours truly is presiding.
Well, the trial commenced and ended quick. They didn't have a hope. The sky above and the mud below. Deke says, "We'll cut your hair now, boys, and you can braid yourselves a rope." The sky above and the mud below. The Old Testament, it says somewhere, eye for eye and hair for hair. Covet not thy neighbor's mare. I believe it's Revelation.
that fancy horsehair bridle, it hangs on Deacon's wall, the sky above and the mud below. Next to the wanted poster of the brothers Sandoval, the sky above, the mud below.
And the twisted rope so shiny black, the artifact that broke their neck, their craftsmanship he did respect. They should have stuck to Braden. The sky above, the mud below, the wind and rain, the sleet and snow. The deacon's hearse is rolling slow
in the first blue light of morning.
Let's have a hand for that young cowboy and wish him better luck next time, and hope we'll see him up in Fargo or somewhere farther down the line. Well, this time he sure drew a bad one that nobody could ride. But by the way he pulled his hat on, be there for the fight. And it's the classic contradiction, the unavoidable affliction. Well, it don't take much to predict, son, the way it always goes. 'Cause one day she'll say she loves you, and the next she'll be tired of you. Push will always come to shove you on that midnight rodeo. He almost made it to the buzzer. Somehow he gave up in the end. They put one hand around the other, let that pickup man on in. And it was his last chance to ride it, and now he'll have to move along. But he knows back in his mind he won't be away for long. And it's the classic contradiction, it's the unavoidable affliction. It don't take much to predict, son, the way it always goes. Because one day she'll say she loves you, and the next she'll be tired of you, and push will always come to shove you on that midnight rodeo. So let's have a hand for that young cowboy, wish him better luck next time, and hope we'll see him up in Fargo or somewhere farther down the line.